Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the top 3 reasons you shouldn't plead guilty to a marijuana DUI. This is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law.
And this is David Mann, legal storytelling specialist. All right, so maybe set up a situation for us in which that you might be accused of a DUI under THC.
Sure, say you smoked marijuana earlier in the day and that afternoon you decide to go out and run some errands and the road conditions are bad and you end up getting into a little fender bender with another car. The next thing you know, the police are called and they start asking you questions. They notice that there's a marijuana pipe in your cup holder, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for a DUI.
Okay, now we've done other videos that talk about how a DUI with alcohol is different than a DUI that involves THC, that there's a difference in how it functions in your system. So I assume that this is about that, right?
Correct. And even the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration acknowledges or concedes that it's difficult to establish a relationship between THC blood levels and poor performance. That is poor performance on the field sobriety tests or poor performance in your driving.
Okay, so then what are the you said there were 3 reasons not to plead guilty, and they all have to do with this, I assume. So what's the first one?
Right. So when we're looking at the state having to establish a THC blood level, that is, you've gone down to the station, they've taken your blood, and you come back positive for what appears to be THC. Now, there's three possibilities here that are going to be issues for the state. The first one being that the THC levels in your blood do not equal the THC levels in your brain. And your brain is what controls your performance. So there's no direct correlation between the levels that are in your blood. They're going to be different than the levels in your brain. And so unless you have a neurological exam at the time of the accident, that's an exam done by a doctor, they're not going to know whether or not the THC in your system is actually causing the accident. So that's the first thing.
Okay, so what's the second one?
The second one is keep in mind that people respond to drugs differently, and specifically THC. So if person A smokes THC, they're going to have a different tolerance and a different response than person B who smokes the same amount of THC or marijuana. And so it really is case by case. If they get a certain level of THC in your blood, that doesn't automatically mean that you're going to have an accident because you're impaired. And keep in mind, accidents sometimes just happen. And so because each person responds differently to THC, even at the same level in their blood, that's going to make it difficult for the state to prove that was the link that caused the accident.
I see. Unlike alcohol, where we have sort of a standardized level system. So what is the third reason?
The third reason is that when the lab tests your blood for what they're looking for, that is THC, it's a drug that's going to potentially be able to impair you, they're not able to distinguish what the blood results are showing from, say, CBD, and that's a non-intoxicating substance that has the exact same molecular makeup and the same molecular weight as THC. So when they get a reading back that indicates, you have so much THC in your blood, they can't say for certain that that's in fact the THC that causes impairment and not a similar isomer, that's the CBD, showing up in your blood.
All right, so those are some pretty strong disparities between a DUI and a DUI with alcohol versus one with THC. So it sounds like a person in this situation, this fender bender, might need an attorney, and that probably should be you. So how do they get a hold of you?
Sure, we'll include a link in the description where they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. Here at Just Criminal Law, we know you only get one shot at justice, so make yours count.